Hello and welcome to this week's podcast. I'm Mod MattHe, and this week we are leading the Liberation of Mazcab. And with me I have...
Mod Deg.
And Mod Avatar.
Who are going to take us to Mazcab.
Yes.
So what is Mazcab?
Mazcab is a brand new world full of wonders and mysteries, magic.
And Goebies.
There isn't actually much magic there. That was a lie. There isn't much magic. There
are magic portals there.
Well, yeah. But
there's a magical forest.
There was a magical forest, it's true.
It's quite a lot of magic.
Yeah, but there's not like a wizard chilling.
No, they don't have the same magic that we used to in Gillinor. That's for
right.
Sure.
But anyway, there's cool stuff. It's great.
Okay, so how do I get to Mazcab?
So, as you might remember, we had a world event last month with Tusker.
Giant flying ball whale thing in space.
Ball god thing.
Yeah.
She has crashed into the planet now and cleaved a large
gouge
in the earth near the desert.
Okay.
And the portal on her back has opened up, and you can now go through there into Mazcab. So the lodestone isn't active on her back anymore.
Right.
But
is there a reason that lodestone isn't active anymore? I know some of our lorehounds were being very curious as to why the lodestone had stopped working.
The short answer is because there's another one nearby.
Right.
And it was easier to just leave that one there, and not having the Tusker lodestone active wouldn't decrease the value of that.
Okay.
I mean, the desert lodestone is a quest reward, and we didn't.
It's the bandit camp lodestone.
Yeah.
So if you run west from the exactly.
Yeah, it's a desert treasure reward. We didn't really want to make that reward any less.
Yeah.
So it's
and you've got the nice diving animation to get onto her back.
And there's also, if you don't want to go through the desert or you don't have bandit camp lodestone unlocked, there's an astromancer in Lumbridge.
Yes.
If you go down to the dock area?
Yeah, if you go down to the docks
back.
where the Framinic guy is.
Right, okay.
On the docks, Wizard Chamber should be there, and he'll teleport you over to Tusker. So it's a pretty quick trip from the Lumbridge lodestone straight down.
Yeah, nice and quick.
And then you can chat to Chambers, and he'll send you over to Tusker. And then it's just a case of walking up Tusker's back to the top, and there's the world window.
So on Tusker's back, is there still anything you can do? Because obviously when she was flying through space, you could stab her in the face. You could run around doing all kinds of exciting things and chopping spines off her back.
Yeah. So the spines and stuff have gone now.
Right.
There's no actual stuff going on her back. But the event itself, the meteor or the asteroid event, is still there. You can jump over to the little asteroid that's next to her, and they'll all the asteroids will be summoned out of the ocean, and you can still do the event.
And you can burn tentacles and...
Yep, that's all still there.
We've also got one new activity on Tusker's back, which is watching crows show up and then fly off again.
Right, okay.
And there's also watching the godless argue with each other.
Oh, yes, because they won.
They did, and now they're in an awkward situation.
And Virago went into space.
He did.
Punched Tusker in the face.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Yeah, he went up there and he KO'd Tusker, and she wasn't too happy about it.
Well, no, she crashed to Gillinor's surface and is now just a floating hulk.
Pretty much.
So there's a portal on her back.
Yes, there's the portal, the world window, which over the course of the world event slowly opened up. So players should have seen glimpses of what was through the other side, and now you can see various Goebies statues and stuff through there, which is Mazcab. So you can go through the world window now, and it'll bring you out at the top of a cliff in Mazcab, and you'll get a little introduction from one of the Goebies. There's a little Goebie welcoming people to Mazcab as they come through.
Goebies are very cute.
Yes.
Who's responsible for the Goebie? Whose idea was Goebies?
Goebies was the result of our concept artist on raids.
Right.
So when we were discussing raids quite early on, we were saying, we want a race of cute things. That
it wasn't
people
even
want
that.
to help.
Like the cute thing just sort of happened by accident. It was like we had like these themes, like we want a world that is like quite Mayan, Aztec inspired, and then what sort of things might live in that environment. And you were saying I think you were the one who was like, I kind of like something that's kind of aquatic inspired.
And
then he did sketches based on that.
Yeah, we mentioned that we'd want a race that was, by the time players got there, was kind of helpless and they were kind of desperately trying to survive in their own world because it's been overrun by Airroot and Tusker's destruction of parts of the planet and stuff. And so Goebies were the response to that brief.
I've seen quite a few tears shed over some of the stuff that happens with the Goebies.
Yeah, poor little Goebies. They live tragic existences.
Oh. Yeah. So you go down the ramp.
Yep.
Off from the cliff.
Yep. So you go down to the bottom of the ramp that you come in at, and the entrance to raids is right in front of you.
So straight ahead, you carry straight on. That's the death zone. That's where the murder happens. Right. That is like the grinder in which we put players, and meat comes out the other side.
That's where 80,000 players have currently been killed by Beastmaster Derzag.
And
that's a lot of death.
And then you can turn left or right if you want to live.
How many Derzags have been killed for those 80,000 players?
I think
less than 80,000.
Yeah, less than 80,000. I think we're releasing some stats later today.
Yeah, I don't think we have the actual exact number on Derzags killed. I think we do know the number of Yakimarus that were killed at day one.
Yep. So I know that 40 players got a successful Yakimaru kill on day one.
Right, okay.
Which, considering you're going in groups of 10, means that's 4 kills.
Yes, it does.
Possibly 3 kills, because it could have been another group doing it. So it's a maximum of 4.
Right, okay.
At least 1.
yeah. And quite a lot of death in the meantime.
Yes, lots and lots of player deaths.
But Mazcab isn't just about raids, is it?
No. So if you go, I'm doing a hand thing in the air to figure out what direction east is.
Mod Deg is in fact waving fingers about, trying to work out which direction.
I have to do like a thing with my hand where I go like, never eat shredded wheat. East,
like a wizard.
If you go eatward,
right?
Don't go shredded or wheatward. Go eatward.
Go eatward.
You will find Kanata, which is a Gobi village that has been having. Well, I was going to say Airroot trouble recently, but it'd probably be more accurate to say Airroot trouble always.
Yeah, they're still having some problems.
Yeah.
You can see like a lot of the tents are run down and damaged.
It's not in a good way.
Yeah. And, they're having problems. The elder there will, tell you a bit about their history and sort of what, a bit about their interactions with the Airroot, which, aren't positive. And there's a taskmaster there called Trinks who will, ask players, can you do us a couple of favours, give you a few rewards in return if you will help us out with, say, kind of hungry, could you help us with that one? Kind of a lot of Airroot around the corner, could you help us with that one? That sort of thing.
Yeah, so they've got, basically it's, we've got a little like mini quest system built in there, so you can go up to Trinks and you can ask him for various tasks and he'll give you some sort of random selection of quests to do, and you'll get a few rewards. You'll get some Gobi rep for doing that, and the Gobi rep will earn you various rewards as you go on there. But it's content that is definitely doable by people that aren't raiders. I think it's important to know that Mazcab and kind of the raids update as a whole offers a lot of content that isn't just raiding.
Yeah, even your skiller could probably go in there.
And also isn't just specifically PVM and high level PVM.
It's a range of content.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on.
Okay, so as well as helping the Goebies in this village, what else can I do on the surface of Mazcab? I understand there's some Easter eggs as well that we'll probably be talking about later.
Yes.
So let's leave the Easter eggs for now.
Yes.
There's also there are lore fragments to find the stone tablets.
5, is it?
Yes, 5 sounds right.
5 is the number that's being thrown
there
around.
There are several.
Right, okay. There are more than 2.
There's a 6th one. That's not true. I'm not going to do that again, where I claim that there's more something than there is.
Oh, yes. That reminds me, actually, Mod Deg. So last time you sat on this sofa, you claimed that in order to not get your account permanently deleted when you died at one of the raid bosses, you needed to have 5 relics in your backpack.
So, really late on in development, we decided to go back on that decision and make it, if you had 5 relics in your backpack, or if you had 2 buckets of sand, then you would be fine.
Right.
Anyone going in without relics or sand is still subject to disaster.
To permanent deletion.
Yeah. But we decided to relax that requirement a little bit.
I'm never quite sure when to take you seriously.
It's probably best you don't.
And there was another question I had for you as well.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, so you claimed that you were going to take the day off to watch Twitch when the release was made. Although Mod Chris L was quite objectionable to that comment.
Actually, I ended up taking the day on to watch Twitch. I think pretty much all day. Everyone in the team had at least a couple of streams open. Most of the day, I think the lowest point in the day, I had 8 Twitch windows open simultaneously.
Right.
If you were raiding on release day, I saw you.
Yeah.
Deg misses nothing.
We were watching.
There was certainly a lot of raid watching going, stream watching going on in the office, and there were cheers and shouts and boos at various points.
There was a lot of excitement when the first Beastmaster kill happened, because there were only 2 people left. That was very, very close. I wasn't sure they were going to get it. And then the first people, there's a group that got very close on Yakamaru. Well, they thought they'd gone very close. And then, 50,000 health left, we've got this, we can do this. And it's like, wait, what's going on? Why are there 4 of them?
Yep, Mirage phase kicks in, it's like, oh no, what's going on?
Oh, this was training mode for the real boss. No! So that was good.
So I think we'll get back to the raids bit in the meantime, but I just wanted to clarify those questions from last podcast. But anyway, so...
Yeah, lore things to
stuff
collect.
in Mazcab, lore things, relics.
Yes, take it, to a statue and it'll tell you cool things and give you reputation.
Yeah.
And there's a forest that's, as you mentioned earlier, it's magical.
Yeah, magical Nemi forest that randomly generates itself every time a new set of players go in. So every world will have a different forest. Every day there will be a different forest on each world.
Right.
So the stuff in the forest is mostly the same ultimately, but it's just our kind of random maze generation stuff that we've got, and there's the equivalent of keys and doors in there, and each room that's unlocked has got little goodies to the other side of it, some XP and stuff that you can get. So
lots of little hidden exciting things.
Yeah, it's probably worth going in every day, giving it a check out and see what you can find.
There is very, very rarely an NPC that spawns, and the first person who clicks on it gets an exciting new pet.
Yep.
And there's only one of those spawned. It's on average about 1 a week per world.
That's not a lot.
Yeah,
We actually saw someone with it last night.
Yeah, we did a stream last night, and there's one person who had it. I don't think I've seen many more people with it. Because it's a pet of one of the Beastmaster's dogs.
Yeah, it is a prestigious pet.
Nice.
So if you see,
and it glows, it's definitely
if you see one of the Beastmaster's dogs bumbling around the forest, then jump on it as quickly as possible, because otherwise someone else will.
Right. Okay.
Or even worse, it will despawn.
Yeah, or it will despawn, and that would be upsetting.
That would be a shame.
Really, that should also broadcast.
Yeah.
You've now lost your chance to get this pet.
And then you make it through the forest. On the other side, you come out on Otot, which is the other Goebi settlement. It's a city. It's definitely a city. Yep. Always been capital city of Mazcab. Always.
It's an important place.
Definitely.
Important place to the Goebies. They're not quite as grand as other races.
No. They live simple lives.
They do.
Yeah.
They enjoy their simple lives, which is why they were mightily upset when Tusker and the air route turned up, because they did terrible things to their simple lives.
They didn't have hundreds of world guardians like Gillinor does.
No, they don't. They don't have loads of gods flying around doing crazy stuff all the time. They live quite simple and straightforward existences before Tusker got involved.
So I hear talk of safe PvP?
Yes.
It's one of the other activities on Mazcab that you can opt into by visiting either Otot or Kanata.
Right.
So twice a day, the courier event runs, where people will be tasked with taking supplies from Kanata. There's only a limited amount of them. I think there's about 100.
I think there's 100. It might be 50.
So the supplies that need to be taken from Kanata to Otot. Picking up a supply opts you into PvP. You can also opt into PvP if you're elsewhere on the world and you've spoken to either Quirky or Quercy, who are the two Goebi elders who handle it in each village. And you have to basically run all the way across the world, dodging all the other players, because if you die, your items are safe except for the supplies that you're carrying. So
you'll drop the supplies.
Yeah, you won't drop any other items you're holding. Nothing else will degrade. It won't waste charges on any of your stuff. But the supplies for the event will be dropped. The other player will pick it up, and they'll probably get PK'd as well or something. And then eventually, after everyone has finished killing each other, you can hand them in Otot, and you get a choice between a couple of types of XP.
The XP that's awarded is randomised at the beginning of each event, and I can't remember off the top of my head what the XP is, but it's like wood cutting or farming
or herb lore,
or herb lore, there's
culturally relevant.
There's a few things, but it's very similar to war bands, basically. Anyone that's it is Goebi bands.
Goebi bands. Yeah. Go bands. Oh, Go bands. I like
Go bands.
It sounds a bit like Ray Bans to me, though. So I'm picturing some sort of
Goebies in shades.
Yeah.
Today's podcast
or really
brought to you by Ray
craggy
Bans.
Shades. Whoa, where am I going?
I don't know.
I'm miles off now. I'm sorry.
I think we're probably used to it, Mod Deg.
Yeah.
So we've mentioned Goebi Rep.
Yes.
So what kinds of things can you buy with the Goebi Rep on Mazcab?
So it's not actually bought. You don't purchase anything with it. You get to a point and you unlock a new reward. That doesn't reset you to 0 or cost you anything. You just keep working up.
Cool.
So you don't have to feel the need to save up for the thing you really want and not get the other stuff. You get everything in an order. So some of the things you can get are the ability to have the Rangers on Mazcab show you around, improve your ability to travel around a bit in that area, because there aren't many teleports or shortcuts in there at the moment. We're leaving room for that in the future.
Yeah, some simple quick travel stuff, effectively.
Yeah, there's the ability to get a player-owned house, the first off-world player-owned house location, which I find really exciting. I'm so happy that we did that.
It's cool. It was a throwaway thing that we just mentioned when we were like, what kind of rewards could we give with Mazcab? We're doing this new planet. It's like, we could have like a player-owned house location. It's like, okay, that sounds like it could be cool. And then when we got around to putting the rewards in, it was like, we should totally do this off-world player-owned house thing. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, and it's a tent. So it's also the world's first player-owned tent. Well, a different world's first player-owned tent.
Yeah, I was going to say, different world.
Yeah, and there's a Goebi pet, who's a cute little fella, and is accidentally really sassy. I didn't mean to... Like, I wrote him in at the end, it's like, he's actually... He dishes it out. He puts some people on blast.
Does he?
Yeah. That's totally a real phrase. You don't look like you believe me. And and there's a new title, and I think we're also willing to say when the Goebi Quest comes out in the future, that we'll probably be expanding the rewards on that, there might be even more to earn that you can be getting a head start on. But pets, titles, not teleports, fast travel, POH, which does include a teleport because you can chip a teleport tablet.
Teletabs.
Chip a house tablet specifically, obviously. And the very, very top unlock from that is the ability to re-roll a raid drop. So if I kill Yakamaru, it's like, all I got were these boring millions of gold worth of Onyx bolts. I can risk that, re-roll it, and I know I might get a
get yourself 5 rune plate bodies instead.
Yeah, worth it. You might get lucky and get like an ability book or the new plate bodies or something like that.
The new gear.
But if you hit reroll, it's probably just going to give you 5 rune plate bodies. Yeah. Or like 10 air runes.
Or 2 buckets of sand.
Yeah. No, the sand's important. Sand's important. Sand is actually really expensive now. Sand is legitimately the fastest rising thing on the GE.
Fantastic.
So, Mazcab, at the moment we just can see a small portion of the world. Mm-hmm. Is that going to change over time?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. We're definitely going to introduce more. So the area that we currently see is probably going to become slightly more dense, and we're probably going to show more of the world, and we're going to sort of expand it with the Goebies quest later in the year, and with future boss updates. Obviously, not all boss updates from now on are going to be raid updates, but raid updates will probably expand the map and show a bit more. Yeah. And I think we kind of want to say that, in a way, there are sort of 2 different update lines that we're going to do. There's going to be the Goebies quest and that sort of story that we're advancing in one kind of update. Yep. And there's going to be the PVM content that will advance a different sort of story at the same time.
I mean, Mazcab came with raids, but
it's not raids.
Yeah, they're 2 very distinct pieces of content. We've definitely got raids as its own thing, and Mazcab is its own thing. And what we've done with Mazcab so far is it really is the foundation of Mazcab. We want to take Mazcab and make Mazcab bigger, give it more stuff, establish its lore. It's really exciting that we've got effectively a blank slate of new world, new race, new environment, new everything, and we literally have the opportunity to go wherever we want with this. We haven't got to worry about a lot of the influences from Gielinor. The Mazcab has no gods. It's got it really is its own thing for us to do what we want with now. Yeah,
but it doesn't mean it's completely disconnected from Gielinor.
Not at all.
We can also show what it is like for them to see our world, what it is like for some of the factions from our world to see their world, and we can give history on Tusker is a god that has appeared on both worlds, and we can show
they have common ground. And now that kind of humans from Gielinor are sort of going over, there's really interesting things we could do with possibly having small groups of humans going over and setting up their own settlements, or maybe teaching Goebies Gielinor ways of doing things, and vice versa, having Goebies coming over and maybe having small Goebies settlements on Gielinor somewhere.
Can Goebies come to Gielinor? That's the question.
I don't see why not.
We'll find out in the future.
Yeah, maybe not. Who knows?
Okay. Well, obviously, Raids was part of the release this week.
Yes.
So, how do you think it went? We've seen lots of player feedback. There are obviously loads of teams raiding.
Yeah.
And loads of people trying to get teams together to raid and to get involved in that bit of the game. How do you think it went on release?
I think I'm quite pleased with how it's gone.
It went really well. The response has been incredibly positive.
Obviously, there are a lot of people who are having trouble with the second boss it is it's difficult, and if you're trying to get your complicate back, it's not going to be something that you're going to be able to do immediately. But I feel like this time, 2 weeks from now, people will have the tactics down enough that if you aren't if you're the kind of person who, to get your comp cape, needed help to do Virago, there will be groups that will help you do Yakamaru because they'll be good enough at it.
That situation will arise again with raids. Like, I mean, we're already seeing sub 10 groups doing the first boss.
Okay.
I fully expect there to be sub 10 groups doing Yakamaru in the next couple of weeks. Like, once they've got all of their tactics down and they've got their set group down, it will become more accessible. Naturally, it will become more accessible.
And I'm excited to see the race to who unlocks all of the raid feats first, because that's still not done.
Yes, there are some insane feats.
I reckon people will be able to go in and like get comp cape with help faster than people will be able to unlock all of these things.
Oh, most definitely.
So, last question. What was your favourite moment of the release then?
I don't know, the whole thing, like watching the streams and stuff was really cool. Like the world first kill on Beastmaster was awesome, and then kind of watching people slowly learn the mechanics of the bosses as they're going through, and each time they're going in, getting that one step further, and then being faced with a new mechanic is like, oh, what are we doing? And seeing their kind of tactics evolve over sort of like 10 hours or so until they get those kills. Is really satisfying to see people kind of going in and learning them.
Yeah, I also quite enjoyed watching the right when it released. A few of the streamers who'd intended to go in and just do boss kills straight away were like, you know what, let's have a look around, and then they would go in the forest and you would just see like a burst of like 50 people all going in at the same time and spreading out in different directions. Oh, there's a thing over here. Someone get an axe or something. Like, there's a chest. Like, just like the first moments of discovery and the first people finding like the lore fragments and trying to map those down. And like there was a really cool Reddit thread that I liked seeing someone went through and hopped between every world listing all of the names of the Goebies who are in each village because it's different from world to world.
Lovely.
So like, if you're looking for this specific Goebie, you need to go to world 23. He's in the top right corner. It's like, that's pretty cool.
Maybe
someone's going to all that.
Maybe we should have a checklist for which Goebies you've spoken to.
Well, yeah, that's obviously it's going to be in the achievement diary.
Yeah, a Goebie friend list.
Is there a plan for an achievement diary? Now you've mentioned
Well, it makes sense. Currently, I don't think we've quite got enough stuff there to flesh out a full diary, but it's definitely the sort of thing that makes sense as we go forward and we expand Mazcab and we get more stuff going on there. I think it's very likely that we'll see one.
Yeah, if people want it, ask us in 2016. That's
brilliant. Okay, well, thanks for coming in, and I guess it's time to go off and explore Mazcab now.
Yes, hopefully, get over to Mazcab, explore, find things.
Are we going to explore now, or are we going to keep recording?
No, I think we should say to our listeners, see you in Mazcab.
Okay, right. So I thought we wanted to do some like live forest exploration.
No, we're not exploring the forest on the podcast.
Oh, guys, get me the torch. I'm at the web. Can we get some web foley in here?
quick, let's go now before we start. See you all in Mazcab. Bye.
Bye, guys.